Hi, I'm Dana, and it's time for this week's question. It comes from Kathy. She writes, my 4.5-month-old daughter was sleeping well during the night, 5 hours, then up for a feed, and back down for another 5 hours. Now that she's begun teething, she rarely sleeps for more than 2 hours at a time. What can I do to help her sleep through the night? Well, a lot of the questions on the blog are about teething, and I think it requires a few minutes of discussion over the whole issue of teething. I tend to declare myself a bit of a fence sitter about teething. I think some children breeze through teething without any problems at all, and others struggle. I mean, I look at my 3 children, and my first 2 sons, you know what? I didn't pay much attention to their teething. They didn't seem to be bothered too much by it. One day, there their teeth were, and I didn't pay a lot of attention to it. But with my daughter, I noticed that she was, a little grumpier on the days teeth were actually coming through. It didn't really affect her sleep. It almost seemed like she needed a bit more sleep to get through the teething. So, I do know that every baby responds a little differently to pain, as we all do. But I think sometimes teething gets blamed for everything. If you've got a child who nurses to sleep and is up 5 times a night, a lot of parents say, oh, he's teething, that's why. And so you really have to look at the big picture. If you've got a baby that falls asleep totally independently, traditionally sleeps through the night, and then has a couple of nights where he's awake here and there, it could be teething. Absolutely it could. But what you don't want to do is think, oh no, he's teething, I'm going to feed him or rock him or do all the things that you've worked hard to get out of. Because a night or 2 of that, and you could be right back at square one, and you're going to have to start all over again with your training. So if you think it's teething, I mean, really all you can do is maybe give some pain medication or go in and reassure him that it's still nighty-night and that he's okay, and know that within a few nights it's going to blow over. So you just want to be careful how you react to it. If it's you've said that she was sleeping well, I don't know if that means she has her own skills for sleep. And if she doesn't, then I would guess that that's probably more the problem than teething. I do find that there's a certain age where if a baby has lots of props and they slept fairly well, sometimes at a certain age the props stop working so well, and all of a sudden you had a baby that was going 6 hours through the night, and now, like you said, they're up every 2. And then I encourage people to have a good look at that, and could it be the props are causing some problems now? As a child becomes more aware of what it is that actually gets him or her to sleep in the first place, then that can lead to, every few times they wake up in the night, realize, oh right, where's my soother, where's that breastfeeding, where's that rocking, and now they're awake more often and looking for that. So, really have a look at the big picture here, Kathy, and see what could really be going on. And again, if you really think it's teething, do a few modified things to your nighttime response. But again, teething is something that has to happen. Every child goes through it. It's got to be at least livable. And so the more you can put it out of your mind, not worry too much about it, the better off you'll all be, and the less likely you'll be to sort of overreact to it. So keep that in mind as your children go through teething. You don't want to be starting this over every few months because you suspect teething. Really hang on to your consistency and your expectations for their sleep. They still need to sleep even if they're teething, and so you just have to keep those things in mind. Okay, so thanks for your question, and sleep well.